I want us to take a very early look at some of the most important, high-intensity, high-impact games for college football in 2025, but I want to stick to that caveat. Let's go pre-October, most high-impact, important games, and we'll just kind of go chronological order here. But, man, you look over every single weekend, man, and I've been very anti-conference realignment, but conference realignment has given us some bangers week in and week out here, man. Now, a game that we don't have conference realignment to thank for the juice that it's going to bring here, but a great game nonetheless. Texas at Ohio State is just a massive game for both teams when it comes to charting their course for the rest of the season. We all understand this. We've said this a lot. Ohio State loses this game, Texas State loses this game, nobody here is saying they missed the college football playoff. In fact, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody with an expert credential in this space that picks either one of those teams to miss the 12-team dance. However, where you sit on the plane for your travels matters. Okay, now the loser of this game probably go find yourself in coach. The winner, though, is in first class. Like Ohio State, you beat Texas, there's probably not a tougher matchup on your schedule the rest of the way. Same deal for Texas. You beat the defending national champions. Yeah, you still got to play Georgia. It's not going to be easy the rest of your SEC schedule. You got to play A&M, who I just waxed poetic about their backfield. But, we understand if you beat Ohio State, you have your extra mulligan in the bag. You feel great confidence-wise, and you're probably sitting first class the rest of the way to the college football playoff. Now, in a similar fashion, LSU at Clemson, week 1 is going to be a movie. I mean, the battle of quarterbacks with Klubnik and Nuss. The impact on vibes for this one, it cannot be overstated. Like for LSU, if you lose another opener, God bless the people in Baton Rouge, you are probably saying prayers that you don't lose another opener. It would be, I think, number 6 in a row. It'd be another loss under Brian Kelly, who's never won an opener as the head coach at LSU. If you lose another opener, we saw Brian Kelly, slam the fist down in Vegas when they lost to USC. He might full on just elbow through the whole thing and break that chair, or break that table, I should say, in the media session. Cannot lose another opener. Cannot have it. Cannot have it. The vibes would be just terrible. I'm trying to find the right word to even use to address the vibes for LSU if they lose another opener because of all that's built into this season for LSU with what you did via the portal, with your quarterback back. I'm getting worked up talking about it. All right, but for Clemson, I think the optics would just be a bit funny if you lost to LSU. Because if you lose to LSU in your first game, I actually have Clemson still making the college football playoff and losing this game. Quick spoiler alert there. But remember the narrative around Clemson after they lost to Georgia last year? Now, to be fair, they didn't just lose. They got dog-walked by Georgia. But the narrative for every Selection Tuesday, Playoff Ranking Tuesday was, well, does Clemson have the chops? Hey, are we not worried about Clemson if we got them in the playoff and they had to play Georgia again? Or do they play, insert whatever big dog in college football into that sentence next? The question around their chops, I think, would be something they'd have a hard time shaking just by nature of what their schedule has on it the rest of the way. There is no Miami on the schedule, okay? There is no other big non-conference game that I'm seeing here on the schedule for Clemson. So massive for vibes, massive for optics. It'll be awesome either way. And I, spoiler alert, have both probably making the college football playoff, but big for vibes. Week 2, Michigan at Oklahoma. There's a great Lupe Fiasco song called Superstar. If you are who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? If you are who you say you are, John Mateer, if you are who you say you are, you go find a way at home. Sharon Moore coming back to normal. You'll find a way in this game, man. And I know that's a little bit general to say at this point in the year before we've even had our first college football game played, but like John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle and all they've done in the portal with Jaden Ott now added to this offense, like if you are going to be a force in the college football landscape, this is a game that you go win. You'll find a way to get it done. And it doesn't matter for the SEC. It's a non-conference game, but just like for the momentum of your season, you go find a way. Same deal for Michigan. And not even talking about Bryce Underwood. It'll be his first road start, and you want to see him look good, of course, and he'll play a massive factor for Michigan in this game. There's no way around that. But Michigan, what have we said all offseason long? Defense is so good, it'll give Bryce Underwood time. Really? Okay, because you'll have your work cut out for you. You will have your work cut out for you. That's not me making a pick on this game. I'm just saying, for Michigan, if you are who you say you are, then you go hold that Oklahoma offense to like 17 points, 10 points, whatever it is, and allow Bryce Underwood some cushion to where, hey, Bryce, this drive, the best spot here for us might be to just Throw it away, punt it away, live another down, flip the field. We can win that way. All right, so that game's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for that one. Now, week 3, A&M at Notre Dame. Remember, they played last year in South Bend. Notre Dame won that football game. Or, excuse me, in College Station. They played this game this year in South Bend. This could kind of be very quietly a little pseudo playoff game, week 3, for the folks out there in South Bend, because Notre Dame, they open at Miami. If you drop that game, 10-2 Notre Dame, I think you still have a chance to make the playoff, but you do not sleep well at night knowing that you have 2 losses on your resume if you drop to Miami and drop to A&M. Like, those are also your 2 best talent tests. What's the committee supposed to do if you got losses to Miami and A&M, and you're sitting there on Selection Sunday with no college football, with no conference title to your name because you don't play in a conference? Like, I'm just saying, this could have massive playoff stakes for Notre Dame to if they, let's just say again, put yourself in this world. If you lose to Miami, you have 1 loss coming in. If you can beat A&M, you feel a lot better about your college football playoff hopes being controlled by yourself. For A&M, kind of the same thought process. Not so much that you have to win this game to keep your playoff hopes alive, but if you lose this game, you have to make sure you don't lose 2 of any of these. Auburn, Florida, at LSU, South Carolina, at Texas. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying to already have a loss in the schedule and to only have 1 more mulligan, hypothetically, to go 10-2 and make the playoff. Like, 9-3, we've seen, probably not going to get you in the 12-team dance. And I think for A&M, that's probably how you would feel going into that game. So that'll be massive for both sides of that thing. Week 4, Arizona State at Baylor. Just kind of feel like the smirking emoji a little bit here. I think this is going to tell us who the leader of the pack is in the Big 12. 2 returning quarterbacks. For me personally, probably the 2 quarterbacks I'd put at the top of the power rankings right now for the Big 12 Conference with Sawyer Robertson and Sam Leavitt. I'll just say this. We may see this game more than once. Might see it once in McLean. Might see it once in Jerry World. For all the marbles in the Big 12 Conference. Just a thought. A couple of Week 5 bangers. Oregon at Penn State. I said the same thing for Penn State a second ago. Like, it feels like this is the year where you got to go get it done. It's all teed up. New quarterback and Dante Moore coming into your place. The good folks at Fox or ESPN, whatever the game, I think it was NBC actually. Whoever controls the TV stuff finally heard you. You got a whiteout game for this one. It's all teed up. If you can't go get it done in this spot against that team, oh boy. Oh boy. And for Oregon, this is your only true roster test, right? No Ohio State on the schedule. Like, this is kind of your I don't want to say 1-game season because that's not fair to say in the world of college football with how crazy this game is. But, like, if you can beat Penn State, there's no tougher roster test. Dan Lanning just has to keep the train on the tracks, and Dante Moore's got to do his thing. And, like, they're going to be a team that waltzes their way into the college football playoff yet again. So that game's going to be massive, massive pressure for both sides of that thing. And the last Week 5 game I want to talk about here, the last pre-October high-impact game for us, Alabama at Georgia, DeBoer versus Kirby Smart round 2. Think about this for a second. What if we're sitting here on our Sunday sprint reacting to Bama beating Georgia and say, don't look now, Kalen DeBoer's 2-0 versus the best coach currently in college football? Think about that. That would be a crazy world to live in, but everyone talking about the approval rating for DeBoer at the end of last season, missed the playoff, go 9-3, lose to Oklahoma, going 2-0 against Kirby Smart wouldn't hurt the approval rating. I think it would also speak volumes to the kind of just X&O savant that DeBoer is, paired up with Ryan Grubb. That'd be a storyline and a half, dude. Now for Georgia, you kind of got to feel a little bit if you're a Georgia fan, like, hey, there's no shot Kirby gets got by the same guy twice, right? At home. And I don't think you're wrong for having that feeling. But if you can beat Bama with how talented that defense is, and your first-year starting quarterback in Gunnar Stockton, you got to feel pretty good about your odds the rest of the way. Now, you still play Texas, still play Florida, but, like, I don't think you're playing a defense that's going to be that much more difficult than Alabama. You're not playing, I don't think, I guess you talk about Steve Sarkisian as being a elite X&O guy, and same thing with Kiffin, but, like, Kalen DeBoer is a pretty good sample size as to how you're going to react defensively to guys like that. So it's big for season flow, I think, for both sides, but the storylines coming out of that one, as they were last game when these two teams met a season ago, will also be massive. So a lot of big games on the sleigh. College football is so back. We are so back. We're talking about those games that are going to happen here in a matter of months. Less than 100 days. Less than 100 days, we'll get all of those games, and I can't wait for it.